Hey guys, today we're watching who would win in a fight between Jason Grace, Percy Jackson, and Nico D'Angelo. Now, this is a hypothetical fight, so we'll be basically measuring them from different parameters from their powers in the books and see who would win an all out brawl, as this is an all out fight. And we would take all of their powers listed in the book, so basically canon stuff. And now, I just wanted to say that even if the one of your favorite demigod isn't the first, these three are the most powerful demigods in the entire series. That's the blind truth. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, first we will be measuring the differences in their powers and their powers over the element in which their father rules upon. So, let's just go to the straight number one contestant. So the number one contestant is Jason Grace. Jason Grace, son of Jupiter, he's very very powerful and has a lot of powers. Like he can manipulate lightning or any sort of electricity. He can actually manipulating natural lightning is easy, but one weakness he has is that he has to create lightning on normal days, and lightning's pretty rare. So he usually has to create lightning and manipulate it, which drains him more other than controlling natural lightning. He can also manipulate the winds to his will and can fly. He can control the storm spirits or Venti and can fly on a Venti horse called Tempest. So this gives him total manipulation over air control, and he also has one more weakness, which is he cannot be in the air for very long, and he cannot carry a lot of people in the air. If he carries more than two people per se, he can only the best thing he can do is cushion the fall, as we saw as we saw in the book The Lost Hero, where he and Piper and Leo were falling down, and the best he managed to do was cushion the fall. Now the next contestant is Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson is extremely strong, one of the most strongest demigods in the series, if not the strongest, and has manipulation over any type of water, which is the bodily fluids, blood, poison, normal sea, ocean water, lakes, rivers. Like he can control any sort of water, anything which has even a bit of water in it, he can control it. He can also create hurricanes and tornadoes with huge walls of water. He he is extremely powerful in water. Like as soon as he steps in water, he gets a huge power boost. As we see in the first book of the Percy Jackson series, The Lightning Thief, where he steps into the water and is able to fend off all the Ares campers. Now the next one in is the son of Hades, Nico D'Angelo. Nico D'Angelo is very, very powerful. Even if he's the youngest of the lot, he's very powerful as he has ground manipulation, which means he can get any monster into the underworld immediately if he wants to. And the real part where we understood his real power was when he turned the centurion, the Roman camper, into a ghost. When he turned a Roman camper into a ghost and sent him directly into the underworld, which was when we realized his real power. He can summon armies of dead ghosts in no time, and can also keep angry ghosts or Larrys at bay. And now, basically, he can summon armies of ghosts in no time, but except if he has to summon a specific ghost, for which he would require a lot of McDonald's Happy Meals. So, now the next parameter we'll be measuring them in is strength. Now, this strength, as in their physical aspects, how they control their weapons, and their mental willpower. Now, again, we'll be starting with Jason Grace. Jason Grace, as shown in the books, is highly trained and is very, very strong. Now, I think I'd back Jason Grace for this parameter, I guess, as Percy Jackson wins the earlier parameter, which is the power and their powers. But in strength, I think I'd back Jason for this, as he is very strong, as shown in the fan arts as well as described in the book. He is a good swordsman. He can transform his sword into a spear anytime he wants. which is a good, which is a helpful aspect in his this, in his fighting. He's also a good sword fighter. He's not the best sword fighter, but he's pretty good at handling them. And he also has a lot of willpower, as shown when he prayed to his dad and broke a mountain in half. Now the next person is Percy Jackson again. Now Percy Jackson is very strong. Even though he just went into Camp Half-Blood for a few years, he's gone on way more quests than Jason or Nico, and has a lot of battle experience. Like not only training, but real actual battle experience. Not to mention his sword fighting. He is the best swordsman Camp Half-Blood has ever had in 300 years, maybe even 500 years. And also is able to turn his pen into a sword, which is riptide, and fights with it very proficiently, as seen when he defeated the god Ares and was able to match against the titan Kronos. Then he also, his mental willpower, if you see it, then he can control the river Styx. Like, he dipped himself into the river Styx and was able to come out of it, which is very commendable, as he was a as dipping into the river Styx is a very big thing, and he could have just fried himself up or something like that. But he managed to save himself, which is a very commendable task. So Percy is very strong, as seen in this round too. Now next is Nico. Now Nico's physical aspects probably puts him in the least part in this round, as he is not as strong as them, being very young, and also is quite weak, as we see earlier in the books. Not weak as in literal weak, but weak as in strength weak. So, but in sword fighting, I guess he can match up to Jason, but not Percy. Percy is probably the best out of the lot. In sword fighting, he matches up to Jason, not as good as Percy, but close. For his mental willpower, we have seen a lot of events where Nico has battled a lot of pain. He's gone through Tartarus without dying, and he didn't even have an Annabeth to take care of him like Percy. Percy and Annabeth could take care of each other. They even had Bob, so which was way easier. But Nico was able to go through Tartarus, go to the doors of death, and was captured by Gaia's opponents. He was able to handle himself on pomegranate seeds for 5 whole days. So that itself tests that his willpower is the most powerful. Just yeah, like the most powerful here. So in this round, Jason wins in physical aspects, Percy wins in the weapon handling, and Nico is the leader in their mental, you could say their mental form, or their mental capabilities, you could say. So, okay, now we'll be talking about their special or bonus abilities that they have. Like, you could say how they have a trump card. Every demigod has one special ability which can make them go on rampage mode. Now, so I guess we'll start with Nico. Nico has an ability where whenever he gets angry, or yeah, actually very angry, he has to get like extremely angry for the situation. The ground cracks, the temperature drops to freezing cold. The enemies he doesn't focus on get relive his worst memories, and the enemy he is focusing on gets a severe headache and nosebleed, and eventually goes down into Tartarus, which is frighteningly strong, and can probably destroy any person if they came toe to toe with Nico, which is extremely, extremely powerful. Now, Percy. Now, as we talked about him earlier, we know that Percy has the ability to create storms and hurricanes on his own, and can also breathe underwater, as we said. But one thing we did not say, one thing I did not mention, was that Percy is probably can probably live underwater for all his life if he wanted to, and because he's probably his strongest form is underwater. So even if Nico goes into his rampage mode, he could probably quickly, most probably, go underwater and try to go away from that place, as water also heals him. So Percy is pretty strong with the water healing abilities. Now, Jason. Now, I wouldn't call this a special power or such, as Nichols and Percy's are both very strong. But I guess if there was natural lightning at on the day, he can control it quite easily, and can also control shock waves around the earth. Can also control shock waves going around the earth. Like, as you see everywhere around you, electricity is there, and electronic devices are sending signals which can count as electricity, as he can control the shock waves. So I wouldn't call this a special ability. It's not as powerful. He would have to gather a large amount of shock waves to actually fry Percy or Nigger, which is not which I don't think he would be able to do as fast as they could do any of these powers. And I guess Jason has some other powers, like like controlling, no like creating lightning blasts so fast that they can break a mountain, as I mentioned earlier. Percy also has, but if I mention Jason's other powers, I could also mention Percy and Nico's other powers, like Percy's ability of sending geysers of water from the earth. So I guess in this round, Percy Jackson wins, followed by Nico D'Angelo, followed by Jason Grace. So thank you for watching, guys. Remember to like, down, share, and subscribe this video. Subscribe to the channel. So thank you, guys.